Richard, before we start talking football, pictures on social media emerged on Monday of the Ryder Cup of Yeovil Town players taking place on Monday. Who was the best golfer?
Well, it wasn't me or my partner, that's for certain. We got a bit of a whooping. But
Who were you paired up with?
I play with Ian Holtby, who sorts us out at SGS. He's a great bloke, but we spent more time looking for his balls than being on the green. So we got well beat by Wands and Finn. So, but the staff won 3-1, so it was a good turnout.
How important is it to have days like that and little breaks in the season where you get these moments to actually just step away from football but still be a good group?
Yeah, I'm not a big lover of having days off. You know, I think we should be training like 4 days a week if there's no game during the week. But the amount of games we've had has been hard. You know, with the group what we've got, the size of the group. So it was a good day. It was a choice of play golf, or you can have a day off with your family and do what you like. So it's worked out pretty well.
I think this is the first week you've had off since you came into the job full time. What difference does it make from you as a staffing perspective to be able to plan, but also to the players and really getting ready for a weekend?
Yeah, the structure's good. I mean, we had a good hard day on Tuesday, which we haven't been able to do, like you say, because of the amount of games midweek. We'll have quite a hard day again Thursday. Well, we will have a hard day Thursday, and then Friday we're going on to 4G to replicate Hemel.
Obviously, the weekend didn't go as planned. It's the first defeat you've tasted in a while. Does the mood taste any different this week for you guys, or do you think that you sometimes those moments as a football club, you're just a bit of a reset?
Yeah, listen, you wake up on a Sunday morning disappointed, and you don't want to watch any football on telly because you got beat. But you've got to keep the same level of consistency. You know, win, lose or draw, we were having that day off or playing golf on the Monday. Nothing changes. Otherwise, you're using emotion to train. So we're trying to keep the same level of consistency in training. So nothing changes. You just want to be more determined to win games. So, and like I've made no secret of it, they were better than us on the day, and we didn't really turn up.
A weekend, therefore, with a different feel to it. FA Cup. Talk to me about the FA Cup and your history with it. What's your first memory of being involved in football with the FA Cup?
Oh, crikey me out. My first one was Merthyr Tydfil for Bristol Rovers. That's how long ago, you're looking in the 80s. But as a young kid, you used to love watching it, the build-up from 12 o'clock, etc. But the FA Cup is beneficial to the lower leagues. Like everybody in the qualifying now wants to get through to the first round. Not just for the glory of it, but it's financially good as well. So Hemel have the same ideas about us wanting to get through. So it's a tough place to go. You know, we've watched a lot of clips on them. They're well organised, very athletic. So we've done our due diligence, what we do with every game. So we're going to get set up for them.
So they haven't lost since the 25th of August, which is a heck of a run. The National League South does produce some really good sides, doesn't it?
They do. I mean, you look at the sides who could potentially win it at the start of the season, who can potentially win it now. And there is a lot of sides. There's a lot of good sides in there. There's a lot of sides gone full time as well. So listen, we're under no illusions. We're going to be up against it on Saturday.
Obviously, some of these boys here will have had experience of playing on 4Gs more regularly when we're playing in National League South. For your perspective, how much of a difference does it make to the week of planning? And do you enjoy going out on a 4G occasionally? Is it something that can benefit you in some ways?
Well, listen, when the winter comes and you're playing on mud baths, 4Gs are pretty good. So we've got no excuses. We're going to train on it tomorrow. I think one day enough training up will be enough for the lads. So yeah, we'll just get on with the job.
And injury list wise, we know you had a couple of blows at the weekend in terms of Josh Sims and Planty as well. Can you give us an update on how they're getting on?
Yeah, we might miss one or two Saturday. We've been actively looking for players to bring in. Listen, we've got lots of loans now. We've got to start looking at players to come in into our squad to help us. So we've been looking at that this week. It's a little bit slower than what we want. That sometimes happens. I understand that. So we're actively looking to build a squad. But we'll have enough to turn out on Saturday.
Are you optimistic you might get a name through the door on Saturday, or do you think
not by Saturday? It's just too much.
Next league?
Yeah, things have slowed down the last couple of days. What we've looked at, I can't see too many people coming before the deadline Friday.
And away from obviously the two injuries you picked up at the weekend, Jake Wannell given a bit more rest time, brought off a bit early at the weekend. Is it anything he's carrying long term, or is he going to be fit for Saturday?
No, he'll be fit. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. It was just more of a tactical thing. When we changed it at half time, and also we looked at him, but let's go two at the back. So we decided he's been struggling, and he was a logical one to take off and to rest a bit more.
I know last week you expressed some hopefulness that Daly and Maddox might be involved a bit more in the coming weeks. How have they progressed?
Yeah, brilliant. They're on the grass. They're involved in the warm-up, a bit of ball work. Sometimes when we're doing shape, for want of a better word, they're better than the mannequins because they can't have any contact yet. So there's a little bit of movement then when we're working against shape. So they're coming on nicely.
And Charlie Cooper any closer to first team?
He's getting there bit by bit.
And I wanted to ask you about the romance of the Cup because, as you said, you touched on your first game, Merthyr Tydfil back in the 80s. Do you still feel like this is the romantic Cup for everyone involved, whether that's as a newbie or someone a bit more seasoned like yourself?
Well, I do. It's not. I can go back years and years, and even 10 years ago, the romance of the Cup was there. But for me, at the moment, it's the best Cup in England. But I'm disagreeing with not having replays. You know, we get to third round, if you draw something, we've got a replay there, and you know, I'm disappointed the FA have changed it and keep going on about the romance of the FA Cup. Well, bring it back, bring back the replays, so we can go to a big ground if we nick a draw at home. You know, that's the romance of the Cup. Not just going straight through to extra time and penalties.
You touched on it before, but actually, financially and for the club, what would it mean to you to get through to the second round and hopefully moving into the first, the first round proper and the second round
first? Yeah, get to the first round first would be nice. It's just good for the club, you know. And sometimes it is nice to have a break from the league and play a cup. And you know, who doesn't like listening to the draw when you get to the first round? Who you're going to get? Hopefully, a league club or a lower league club, depending on what your ambitions are. You know, and then if you get to a third round, come on, let's get a big club. So it's exciting. There's lots of things to look forward to, but we've got to get our job done first against Hemel, and that's going to be tough.
The Oval got a great history of giant killing.
Yeah, all right, go on. Yeah, I know. So yeah, let's carry on. You know, let's carry on doing that because we want to win every game. You know, realistic we're not, but this is a good game to win Saturday.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.